Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We back in the building, man. I hope everybody has a blessed, beautiful, productive day. On my way to work, per usual. You know what I'm saying? Same old shit, different day. What I wanted to get into was something that people not really talking about. Maybe because it's further down the line. It's not happening right away, so people don't really care to talk about it. But I believe Tszyu came out with an interview. I don't know if it was an interview, but it's an article that was written by Boxing Scene. Shout out to Boxing Scene for the information. Apparently, Tszyu is welcoming a fight with Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys been watching my channel or watching my lives or both or whatever, I've been calling for that fight for a good amount of time now. It's probably been about ever since they said they were going to strip Jermell and give the belt to Tszyu or whatever and make him the full WBO champion. I've been calling for Terence Crawford to get that fight in with Tszyu so I could set him up for undisputed against Jermell Charlo when he decides to come back down to 154. You know what I'm saying? That's a fight that I've been calling. I think it's a great fight, and it puts both in position to really make a statement. You know what I mean? If Terence Crawford wins, he's a 4-division world champion with the potential of becoming 3-time undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And if Tszyu is a defeat the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, that raises his stock dramatically. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great fight for both, a meaningful fight. And what stood out to the article about me is Tszyu being very aware of Terence Crawford's abilities and what he's capable of. You know what I'm saying? He said that it's going to be very hard to beat somebody like Terence Crawford, which is true. And I appreciate Tszyu being transparent about it. You know what I mean? And just being upfront. You know what I mean? Not trying to degrade Terence Crawford or saying he's too small or he's simply going to knock Crawford out. You know what I mean? He's being pretty honest. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's studied Terence Crawford. I'm sure he's seen him fight for many years now because Terence Crawford has been at the top of his game for about a decade now. You know what I'm saying? Like in his prime, like really doing his thing for about a decade now, at the top of his game for around that time. So I'm sure he has plenty of time to watch Terence Crawford and notice his abilities and stuff like that. But I think that's the next fight that Terence Crawford should pursue right now. You know what I mean? Especially if they were to make the fight in Australia, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of money waiting on Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? I doubt he'll do it because I'm sure he'll consider himself the A side. But I think there'll be a lot of money if he was to go overseas and fight that man. You know what I mean? But regardless, they're going to have to come to the table with a big bag when it comes to Terence Crawford now because of what he's accomplished and his most recent victory over one of the biggest draws in boxing, Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to touch on that, man. I think that's a great fight for Terence Crawford to stay busy at, and it'll be a good fight for him to get his feet wet in the division. I obviously believe Terence Crawford has all the tools necessary to beat Tszyu. And I think that he could put on a dominant performance similar to how he did against Errol Spence. Terence Crawford's in the zone right now. His confidence is he's always been a confident dude, but his confidence is at an all-time high. His momentum is at an all-time high. And his knockout streak has been amazing thus far. You know what I mean? And with Tszyu and seeing all the flaws Tszyu has, especially from a defensive perspective, I don't see why Terence Crawford wouldn't be able to maintain the streak. You know what I mean? But that's my take on the situation, man. Quick video for today. I'll be on live later on tonight, and we gonna continue chopping it up, man. I appreciate everybody who's been donating to the channel, everybody who's been buying the merch. Yo, man, it's much appreciated, man. I do this for y'all, for real. You know what I mean? Because you know, people are supporting. I'm not making no life-changing money off of this. I just enjoy speaking on the sport and providing you guys the best content possible. I've seen that I've gotten a lot of requests for collabs too. Yo, man, let me know who y'all want me to collab with, and I'll reach out and try to make it happen to the best of my ability. But that's my talk for the day, man. Tszyu versus Terence Crawford. Let's see that fight happen while Jermell is busy. You know what I mean? And that's if Errol Spence doesn't activate his rematch clause. He's been pretty quiet, but we should get that news sometime soon, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This is Mazuma TV. Shout out to Mazuma Nation and the Mazuma Mob. I'm out of here, man. Peace.